go. A happy near Halloween to you. It's Ask the Author Friday. I've scared up a few new questions for this week. If you're interested in submitting questions for future weeks, you can hit the comment section down below. If you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe. Here we go. Halloween. Halloween Ends is what feels like the 500th film in the Halloween franchise. After the first Halloween was the good movie. At this point, Halloween ends. Do you promise? Are you serious this time? That's my answer to that. Modern scary movies. Modern scary movies. You want a good modern scary movie right now. You want a good modern scary movie. Check out Smile while it's still in theaters. That is a great thriller. It has you on the edge of your seat. And it's not the characters making a whole bunch of stupid mistakes that could have resolved the movie in the first 4 minutes. Anyway, check out Smile. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of thrillers and definitely psychological thrillers. Favorite Halloween specials. Favorite Halloween special. Okay. I think it's the Fat Albert Halloween special is probably my favorite. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown definitely belongs on the list. Well, that might be about it for animated Halloween specials. I mean, Halloween is Grinch Night. I never really enjoyed. I can barely remember the Garfield Halloween special. It was Lord knows he had one right around the time he did one for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. You know, yes, I remember there was a Halloween Garfield. I don't remember anything about it. Anyway, back to my original answer. Definitely the Fat Albert Halloween special. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown being the close second. Filmation's Ghostbusters versus the real Ghostbusters. The original Ghostbusters. I mean, yep, I'm going with the true spin-off to the original concept here. Basically because Filmation made it. And I'm going off of childhood memories of how good these were when I was little. The NFL. The NFL. You want to talk about the Monday night controversy or the ongoing Thursday night controversy or the NFL in general? NFL in general, I have always preferred college football. I have always preferred college sports. Um, the NFL, the players are overhyped, they're overpaid, and it's getting over politicized. It has been for a while now. Thursday night football. Stupidest decision ever to sell the rights to Thursday night football exclusively to a streaming service. You absolutely have to have the best internet ever, and literally no other devices using the internet at the time, to seamlessly stream a live sports event. And even then, it's a gamble if the game is going to be good or not, because, for instance, last night's game was won 7-12 or something. One of the teams in 4 quarters managed to score 1 touchdown. I mean, and you're going through a lot to seamlessly stream that. Especially if you're not a fan of either the Bears or the Commanders, but just want to watch a good game. Monday night. We all know what Troy Aikman said by now. And if you're not familiar with what Troy Aikman said, check the blue check marks over on Twitter, which more or less reinforce the point he was trying to make. Yeah, there was a really wishy-washy hit on the quarterback during Monday night's game. It was not a flaggable offense. It was barely a hit, and the refs threw the flag. To wit, Troy Aikman, who came from an NFL culture where, yes, even the quarterback was expected to see any physical contact at any point in time, suggested that it was time for the NFL to take the skirts off, take the dresses off. Troy Aikman is not a brilliant orator, but everyone knows what he was trying to say. He was playing the game during a time where NFL players were expected to sometimes get hit. I mean, and who better to reinforce the point where men during his age were more stoic and a little tougher than the fact that a bunch of blue check marks on Twitter started going berserk over what could have been a mundane statement. I mean, and it's not even that the players can't take a hit anymore. It's the NFL's policies that are starting to really, really protect the quarterbacks as the faces of their franchises. And maybe it's time to go back to where the quarterback is paid almost as much as any other player and is treated like any other player. Maybe it's time to go back there. Could Mr. Aikman have made his point differently? Yes. Am I really the best advocate for more masculinity? or for the type of person a football player used to be. Let's see. I don't think so. No. That's a no. Alright. That's just my hot take for the moment. Last question. Hey, Scoob! Velma! Always more of a Daphne fan than a Velma. Thanks for asking your question. Oh, you wanted to talk about the new Velma series. Well, it's 2022, so I guess creating new characters is just off the table. No, you have to doctor up old ones. It's the name of the game. It's the rules. You can't write. You can't do franchise and turn it into Jabberjaw or the Funky Phantom or the Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan or Josie or Butch Cassidy or first of all because Hanna-Barbera already made all of those. Secondly, because, well, again, it's 2022, and why write an original character, an original idea, when you can go back and either race swap or gender swap or swap the sexual orientation of an established character. Or do 2 out of 3. Hence, we have Velma. Let alone what they did to Norville, otherwise known as Shaggy Rogers, for the Velma series, and you can pretty much guarantee that they're not going to give Norville any of Shaggy's old antics, his love of food, or his frightened antics back, because if they do, well, now he's it would open up a completely different can of worms, because they've just race swapped. I'll go ahead and say it. They just race swapped Norville, so if they gave him Shaggy's old antics, Twitter would be ablaze again with complaints. It goes back to the live action Pinocchio. It goes back to the fact that they won't quit with the Star Wars franchise. It goes back to the Disney Plus version of The Little Mermaid. It goes back to whether or not they're going to turn James Bond, whether or not they are going to either race swap James Bond or gender swap James Bond. Create a new character. Create a new secret agent. Create a new mermaid mythos. Okay, Star Wars was a bad example. They did create a new character in Rey, which is exactly how this should be done. I mean, Rings of Power. I mean, I'm not about to watch Rings of Power, but as far as I know, they at least created new characters and added them to the Lord of the Rings universe. Well, that's just my take. This has been Ask the Author Friday. If you have any questions for future weeks, feel free to submit them below. I'll see you guys next week. A lot of love to you. If you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe. If you want to keep it going, feel free to submit some questions below for future weeks, and I'll get around to those. Alright. Thanks.